GSL.
The GSL Code S. You guys probably didn't hear me say welcome back, so I'll say welcome back to the GSL Code S. And it's time now for our winner's match between Life and Squirtle, two former teammates, and it's a Protoss versus Zerg.
Another Pros versus Zerg for Life, and Squirtle has to change matchups here. And, well, Life so far has done pretty well, losing the first map against his first Pros opponent, Paralyzed, but then coming back with 2 wins in a row. Now he has to take it against the opponent that he has faced several times in the past.
I wonder if he will skip Daedalus again, because he did it already, and if he does it against somebody he doesn't know as well as he knows Squirtle, I feel like he's just going to not pick Daedalus again, but it just baffles me. Like, it's still... We talked about this a lot. This is like the hottest topic of Protoss versus Zerg this year so far. It's just been Daedalus Point, and Life just says no. It's like, it's totally crazy. I can't even believe it. Like, my brain has trouble processing it.
Well, he is apparently like much more in favor of Frost, not even choosing also the Stronghold there. But for now, we have the opening match being Polar Knight and the Zerg versus Protoss, and Squirtle so far did well against Sky High. Both of them actually using the first map in the last best of 3. Now it's time to go into our winners match. Life versus Squirtle at GSL Code S at Colombo.
Life versus Squatter.
Starting to the bottom of the map, we have the Startail Zerg player. It is Life. He always finds a way.
Finds a way.
Win against his first opponent, Paralyzed with a 2-1. And his Protoss opponent in this best of 3 is none other than Squirtle for Incredible Miracle, taking down a Terran player in his first match.
Life always with the gas cancel every time.
That's what he does.
He will never, ever, ever make an Overlord on 9. Ever. He's like, are there extractors on this map? Are there gas geysers on this map? I'm going to make an extractor trick. Okay, the map doesn't have gas? Alright, I'm 6 pulling.
Yeah, there's actually not a lot of maps that don't have gas geysers.
As far as I can tell, like, let me think. Yeah, no, I can't think of any maps that are ever using competitive play that don't have gas geysers. I'm trying to think, but I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure there's not.
But a couple where you get expansions, but there's only one. But yeah, I don't think there were a lot of maps where you have not. At
Do you
least
remember
not
that map? What was it called? There's a base in the middle of the, like, there's a base you could take as either your 30 or 40 in the middle, towards the middle, and it had 3 geysers.
Oh, yeah.
What was the name of that map?
The Panda map, right? With
Yeah,
the
the
Panda face
map.
in the middle.
Yeah.
Spaceship, something like...
Oh, Atlantis Starship?
Atlantis Spaceship.
Atlantis Spaceship?
Wasn't it Spaceship?
Atlantis Space Bear? Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, Atlantis Space Bear.
That's right, yeah.
Exactly, the Space Bear map.
Oh, that was a long time ago, man. We have had so many maps, actually,
Yeah,
that we've commentated together, like, thinking back to Crossfire, Ohana,
yeah, those family moments.
Whirlwind, Tal'Darim Altar, even Dual Sight map.
Yeah, I remember that. That was one of the first maps where Tails started with the Forge First build.
Yeah.
That was on Dual Sight, and then Naniwa adapted the build and made his famous quote, "Forge expand or die trying."
That was a tough map for Protoss.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Especially against Terran, too. Like, it's just so wide open, and there was no Mothership Core back then, so there were basically just no abilities to use Force Fields.
Getting nostalgic here. The good old days.
Yeah.
A year ago. Or 2.
Yeah, about 2 years ago, really.
Yeah, about 2. I mean, I came here at the end of 2011, so yeah.
Yeah.
October. The Mukdung studio with a good old draft. Cold in winter.
Yeah. It was a good studio. I miss that place sometimes.
I still remember when we had like one of my first broadcasts. Like back then, guys, we had like double days as well, but they were at the same time. So we had this mini studio set up in the GOM office, and I was sitting there, and they have a completely different set of microphones, and that picked up kind of everything in the room when you were commentating.
Oh, I know this story.
And there was like a leather pillow on the chair, and it was always the entire time moving on the leather pillow, and people were just asking in chat, is he farting? What are those noises? I don't know what that is. And it was just the leather pillow making noises, and I came home, I couldn't watch chat or anything. I came home, I had so many tweets and people like messaging me, like, what did you do? What did you eat? Did you eat a lot of beans before the cast? And I totally didn't get it until someone explained to me that you could hear the leather pillow.
I remember hearing it because when we had those days, the people who were commentating, I guess it was me and Moltrap on that day from the actual Mokdong studio, got sometimes to get to see like what was going on your stream for just a second. Like we got a feed of you for maybe like 20 seconds. And I heard the sound and I was like, what is... I'm not going to say anything. I don't know what that was.
Oh god, that was so good.
Stargate's coming up here for Squirtle. Squirtle, just a player who's been around for so long as well, just talking about nostalgia, man. Both of these guys, Life, one of the newer players for StarTale that was successful. Squirtle, he was like on his way out of StarTale around the same time that Life was getting to be the top.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely share history together as well. And now on a map like this, we have the third base coming up. We have pretty normal play for both of them. There's not too much going on, like too many builds where you try to blindside your opponent or anything like it. No, we just have the normal build going into the Stargate, which is kind of the choice, or the weapon of choice for most of the Protoss players, getting the Stargate in the early game, getting the Phoenixes out, limiting scouting information for the Zerg player, and then just trying to get as many kills as you can. A lot of Zergs will commit to 6 geysers on 3 bases in total, 2 per base. But so far, Life only committing to 3. That will leave the geysers a little bit open and allow Squirtle to get a few drone kills if he really commits to it. Might be able to snipe a Queen there later on. Now he doesn't really have enough Phoenixes, but
the Mothership Core arrives.
And he has a couple of Zerglings in tow, and those could do damage, and immediately the Spore Killer is being attacked.
Yep, Spore Core going right underneath fire here. The Mothership Core, on the other hand, eats a lot of shots. That's not what you want. Does pick up the Queen, and he will be able to kill that. Don't think he's going to be able to get the hatch, of course, though. Only 4 results, but you know what? Only 9 Zerglings, so he may very well get that hatchery. It's going to be a tight little window here.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to get it, but it's like that Mothership Core alone is going to do some work. And the Zealots, yes, they might die, but what is he going to do in terms of anti-air? Think about it. Another Queen that moves over. It would take a long time for the Mothership Core to actually take down that base. But if the Queen now moves towards that third, it's going to be immediately picked up by the Phoenixes taken out.
If he just had 1 warp in of Zealots beyond this, he would have actually killed it. Well, he's using all of his Phoenix energy. I'm not sure how much I like that. He needs to just attack the hatchery, move away from the Spore Crawler. Yeah, he wants to maximize damage.
Well, I mean, he's killing quite a lot of drones here, so he's doing some damage. How many harvesters did he actually kill? I think it was at least 5 or 6 by now.
I think maybe 7.
Yeah.
There comes the Queen out to die. Got the inject off at least. That's pretty miraculous in itself.
I have no idea how she did that. That was impressive. But yeah, so the inject goes down, the third base is still there, and the Queen dies. But the thing is, if the Queen dies and gets the inject off before, you immediately start the Queen again.
It just is 150 minerals you lose, you don't lose in the other.
Yeah, you don't lose a lot of mining of inject time, so that's really a big plus, since then you at least keep your production up. It's still annoying.
6 workers killed in total. I was off by 1. 10 harvester deficit right now for Squirtle. And I think that was worth it for him because of the mining time he forced Life to lose. And he's still going to kill more harvesters with his Phoenixes. He's even grab this drone probably if he has energy. Well, there he is. Sorry, Duran. I didn't mean to remind those Phoenixes. Drone's like, whoa, Wolf. Like, I was just going to live the rest of my life out, but you had to tell the Phoenixes.
Yeah, that was mean. You shouldn't do that.
I actually feel bad. I'm going to lose sleep over this.
Oh, there we go, and that's exactly what we talked about earlier. There should be a lift or 2 on those drones at the extractor, which he doesn't go for. He just snipes the Overlord, and that's it. Nice force fields against those roaches. Traps one of the roaches underneath the force field, basically. Poor roach. He's in a tight spot.
Guess I'm piling up. You're about that tight spot joke. You're about the tight spot joke today, man.
Hey, it happened twice.
Yeah.
I don't want to swap with the roach in that situation.
No? Oh, he's going to bring that observer over here. That's really very annoying. Killing a probe, causing a delay. And that Hydra, goodbye. Hey, Phoenixes, you listened to me last time.
No, he didn't see. But that's exactly why he has the Phoenixes there. That's not a coincidence. He
Yep.
just has them at the ramp because he knows that now it's time for the Hydralists to pop out. So as long as he pays attention to the Phoenixes, he can snipe one or two. Problem is, he doesn't pay attention to them. Doesn't get the snipe on the Hydras and might even lose one of his Phoenixes if he doesn't pay attention. But for now, he is happy just to snipe more and more drones. Harvester counters on the other hand still favor of life.
Ouch, loses one Phoenix. And the third base here very late for Squirtle. He's got Colossus tech out though, so any Hydralisk aggression that Life tries to put out is going to get sliced down by Thermal Lances.
Yeah, talking about attack, we do not see anything against those Colossi just yet, and it's the normal standard transition that you will always see.
I think he's going to drop a Spire soon.
Fourth base, but yeah, that Spire is a little bit late, or if he wants to go into Ivtech and Vipers, then he should at least drop the infestation, but there's of course the Spire now. But yeah, it's a little bit late. If Squirtle would have decided to move out, Life would have had a very tough time to defend against this.
Do you think he's actually going to move out and attack with these Hydras? I mean, that's a lot of Hydras, but still, range is almost done. The second Colossus should be arriving. He might be able to make this work. It's a timing that...
It's the force fields and it depends, but it's Ling and Ling Hydra, and that can do a lot of damage. It really is all about the force fields now.
Yeah. Here we go. He's starting to go for it. Starts to attack the Assimilator first. The overcharge goes down 1-4, so doesn't have a lot of Sentry energy. Wants to wait until the last second to drop this force. So it's a great time warp here as well.
Second Colossus is there, and that should put an end to it.
He needs to walk back. I don't even think he should be staying as long as he is.
He's losing a lot here. That is not going to work. Not with a photon overcharge and 2 Colossi.
Even with these Lings coming through, I just don't think it's enough.
Yeah,
he's losing way too much.
Lifting as well, and the Colossi, they are having a great time. They're enjoying this a lot. It's basically target practice for them.
This is just one of those engagements that reminds me of the Game 1 engagement where Life was looking at the Warp Prism harass and just lost a bunch of units. I think he should have walked away a long time ago. It's not like he has a fourth base saturated where he can just say, oh, I've got a bank, I'm just going to trade this. He looks like he wants to switch to mutas. There are 9 of them on the way. He could make even more.
Yeah, that was basically Life, Life showing up to a gunfight with a knife in his hand. That's what kind of happened there.
He's going to walk back, though, with an M16 because he's got those 14 mutas, and they are unscouted. There's only a few stalkers. And, I mean, more gateways being added. The Phoenix transition is on. Now we realize this. Blink is done, too. I mean, it's not like the Phoenixes are going to totally blindside Squirtle, but it's still going to be a composition switch that he has to deal with. And he has no Mothership Core, so it's not like he can go snipe the 4th on the recall.
Yeah, but I don't think that those mutas, they shouldn't do too much. They should do a bit damage, but we have 8 stalkers already. Blink is completed, so he's a bit mobile with this. We have even one cannon to do a little bit of counter damage or buy in time. Blink's back. That Phoenixes, yeah, the Mutalist shouldn't do anything.
Yeah. And it's really good that it's good for Squirtle that he has those units in the main base. The Phoenix is already ready there at that location, and the Phoenix is attacked. The Mutalist attacked at the third base maybe. They've been able to avoid this big main army of Squirtle. It could have done a lot more. Now he's starting to poke at this hatchery I was talking about. Forward Pylon being queued as well. Since he killed so many of those mutas and damaged the rest of them, he knows he doesn't have to worry about any counter pressure. He's just going to commit all of his army over. He's going to kill this hatch and might even try to get to you to push into the natural because he has his forward warping point.
And he can always recall back if anything happens.
Yeah, his Mothership Core is on the way as well, as you can see on the minimap.
I mean, Life immediately with another base, actually 2 bases now. He tried to expand again to the left side of the map and now he rebuilds that base that was to snipe. But the Zerglings that are going in here, they won't do anything with all those cannons that we have, 2 in total. That's enough to keep those Zerglings at bay. 1 pylon goes down, big deal.
Big deal, so what? Who cares, man?
Yeah, he's not going to care about that pylon. But for now, the Lings, they are they are about to be gone, so that's not going to be a problem for Squirtle anymore. He's currently looking at 108 army supply. 21 stalkers.
Oh, this is
bad.
This is bad, man. Thank you for putting this in the simplest terms possible, because I think that's a great assessment of Life's position here. 23 stalkers. Yeah, there are 11 corruptors, but if he can get a flank, maybe.
Yeah, that's a lot of ifs right now, though. And Squirtle doesn't even have to engage here. He can always just move back and wait until
he is going to have to move back now. He might even want to consider a recall.
Well, he's warping in more Stalkers, and he has his few Zealots now over at the natural of his opponent. But the Phoenixes are back, and those Corruptors are a little bit late. They need to act as the buffer between the Phoenixes and the Mutalists, and that's what they're trying to do. But the rest of the Protoss army is now back. The Hydras are gone within seconds. It's all about the Mutalists right now. They are not contested as long as those Phoenixes don't engage into a battle.
Yeah. He lost a lot of probes here, that's for sure. Drops down to 52. there's finally the Mothership Core. I don't know what it was doing that whole time. Drops the overcharge at the last second. And he wants to engage the Mutalisk with his Phoenixes, but there's Corruptor support. Stalkers need to come over here. And Squirtle is basically just saying, I'm going to defend all of your air aggression with Phoenixes only, and I'm going to go for the counterattack, which is a bit iffy in my opinion. You might lose too much because that army of Mutalisk has so much Corruptor support. And these Stalkers are dying as they spawn here.
Well, I'm not quite sure because he has the +2 attack upgrade already. With Stalkers back at home, he can do a lot. And this army that we see now walking across the map, I don't really think that Live can contest this. He doesn't have enough. And the Corruptors themselves, they won't help him against Stalkers.
Yeah,
Stalkers are the big deal. So.
GG. He sits underneath the overcharge there. He doesn't have anywhere to run.
I mean, with the Phoenixes, you're right. Those Corruptors can take down the Phoenixes, but it's about the Stalkers. And they already had too many upgrades. They had Blink. And Live realized that he might be able to defeat the air, but he can't defeat the ground.
That was that game was interesting to watch, to say the least. Attacking into the third base really put Life into a nasty spot from the beginning because he didn't have enough.
I just feel that Protoss is still the Achilles heel of Life. It's a matchup where he lost in the GSTL last season, a matchup where he struggles a little bit, and it just shows. By the way, he picks Frost again, so it is his go-to map for Zerg vs Protoss.
Yeah. Squirtle is just one game away now, going straight to Code S, taking the first place spot in the group. And Life, even though he's stressed out here, he knows that if he loses, he will have the ability to play in that final match, that Constellation match. He looks really stressed, man. He's given that...
he's not stressed. Life is never stressed.
Are you sure? He's given that grab on the face, man.
Very sure, yes. I know him pretty well, and Life is not really stressed, maybe a little bit annoyed, but not stressed out. He's probably like, I like this, but yeah, he's not someone to get like nervous or anything. If anything, he gets a little bit annoyed with the map and matchup or something, but like, yeah.
No, definitely not in a good mood, that's for sure. Or that would mean he's an insane person whose motions don't match up the situation.
I actually talked to him in the last few days a lot because we got him an invite for the Aces RNG tournament in Finland, and he's probably one of the most unorganized players that I've met so far. At first he was like, oh, I don't have time, I can't go, but I really want to go, and yeah, but I can't. And then I was like, all right, it's fine. A day later he comes back in and he's like, oh, can I still have the invite? I'm like, dude, I don't know, I have to check it out. So that went on for like 2 weeks. But he's coming, he's going now.
He's going. We're going into game 2 between Squirtle and Life right now in our winners match.